Hello everybody and welcome back to TCR. We're here at round 6 of the Platinum class for the big one. This is the TCR Grand Prix, but before we do anything else, let's run through the current championship standings with my favourite American colleague. Well, I wouldn't say favourite, but he's my favourite cat American colleague because I butchered that intro. It's Kitten. You're back again for another week and you have a lot of information for us, don't you, Kitten?
It's I do have the standings, and I gotta say it's nice looking at a virtual Mediterranean Sea from the hotel, from my mom's base. It's really nice. I do have the standings here. Freeze has almost doubled up everyone. He's at 119. Bad Fast is going to be starting at the back today, and he has 62. Breezy's in third, the defending champion. He's on 58. Double A with 46. Xandermar with 37. I roll 35. Be Good 34. Porridge Boss 26. Lopez 20, and Go-To Guy has 18. Toro Rosso has also bolted out to a pretty gigantic lead in the constructors. 132 racing points, 84, followed by Mercedes and Renault, tied with 77 for third, and then Alpha in fifth on 70. So I guess it's going to be interesting today, JB, because we've got Free starting P10.
We have. But before we do anything else and talk about what happened last week, well, actually, we'll talk about what happened last week. Last week, we had the qualifying session for this event. So this week's event is a little bit different. We are going straight into the formation lap as soon as we get onto track. No qualifying, no practice, straight into the race. These guys are going to have to be on it because this is how they line up into this Grand Prix. For the returning Platinum driver, Secret. He's on pole position in the Williams for the first time out.
This is Secret's first race. This is his first race.
His first time ever in Platinum, and he sticks it on pole at the big one. I mean, who gave him his Weetabix in the morning? Because that was a damn good drive last week, wasn't it?
It really was. He had to fight off Talon, but Talon fought off himself in that second race, the second heat race, if you will.
So lining up alongside Secret in P2 is Double A, ahead of Xandermar in P3. P4 is Fatal, and P5 is iRoll. P6 is Lopez, and P7 is Lion. P8 is Jones, and P9 is Be Good Fever. P10 is the current championship leader, C Freeze. That's the crunch zone at Monaco, isn't it, Kevin?
I have no idea how to pass here. I have no idea how these guys are going to pass here, but I expect a hectic start with the top three actually in the championship, starting P10, P18, and P12. Breezy is in 12th, starting right behind Freeze.
Well, starting behind Seafreeze is Go-To Guy, then Joe Breezy, defending champion, in P12. The McLaren looking strong in qualifying but struggled in the second race. In P13 is Giant Johnson Alex, or GJA, as I'm starting to call him, and ahead of him is Talon, who actually won the first heat race, was on pole in the second heat race, and then failed to finish in the second heat race. Professional is in P15, Jermaine is in P16 ahead of his teammate Hotbread in P17, Bad Fast is in P18, Porridge is in P19, and Psycho San is in P20. Those final three did not turn to qualifying last week due to, what was their reasonings again? I think there was a hurricane for Bad Fast, wasn't there?
Yeah, ZX, he did survive, so that's the positive news. The negative news is he's starting 18th at the very back of the field.
Well, so is that negative?
Maybe he wished he wouldn't have.
Is that negative though? Because we're at Monaco. Chances of safety cars are high, and chances of damage is high. He can just go lazy into turn one and go at his pace.
He can, but there is a weird thing with safety cars. There should have been a safety car in our Golden Class race last night, and there wasn't. I feel like safety cars are few and far between on this game compared to the previous iterations.
Yes, it's odd. In offline mode, you can spin the car and sit there, and it won't do anything. But yes, so we've got about 8 minutes before we're heading over to trackside. So, I mean, you were out on track yesterday. You said you had no idea how to pass, but what tricky stuff does this track have? But what easy stuff does this track have?
Well, according to my two front wing changes, not a whole lot.
Only 2.
Even the
Oh,
straights,
God.
the straights aren't really straight. The corners are tight. There's nowhere to pass. Really, only 2 overtaking zones, if you want to call it that. Going into turn 1 and going into the Nouvelle chicane out of the tunnel. That's slightly more difficult though. But yeah, I think the main thing is just surviving. Surviving for 39 laps around Monaco is not easy. Picking up 0 damage is near impossible. And on that first lap with no ghosting on, it's quite difficult to get through it without any bits of wing getting knocked off your car.
It really is. So yes, we're here for the first TCR Grand Prix in Monaco. I'm sure the admins of TCR will be looking for other suggestions for next season's TCR Grand Prix. I mean, where would you like to see these drivers take the Grand Prix out next season?
I mean, I like the idea of Monaco. Just if we do Monaco again, hopefully we don't. But but I do like it just because a heat race at the trickiest circuit to pass at is quite interesting. I think you mentioned Silverstone. That might be similar, but I feel like the mayhem that we saw last week would be reduced. In a more traditional circuit.
I feel with the TCR Grand Prix, they should try and stick to the classic tracks like Interlagos or Italy. Try and stick with the more classic era tracks rather than some of the new ones that come out. Maybe even Paul Ricard. It's sort of classes as a classic track. They used to race at it pre 2000. That's why I class it classic as.
Yeah, that would be a good way to see if it's humanly possible to fall asleep watching a race in 5 laps.
You don't like the new tracks, then? Hello, B. Hello, mate. Got B back. B, my favourite commenter, because they're always commenting and telling me how bad a job I'm doing, even. And how good a job Kitten's doing, as he purrs away, sat next to me.
Haha. Yeah, it's nice being back in your home country of Europe. JB.
It's not a country, it's a continent. And in 5 minutes we might not be part of it, or we will be part of it, I'm not sure yet. Yes, B, I will keep doing that. I'll keep bigging you up during the stream. Yeah, I like Monaco. Well, my uncle actually went to Monaco. He told me a while ago. He went to Monaco. He's quite well off. And when he went there, because he has his wallet on his phone, so he gave his phone to his son, my cousin, who I don't know what happened. I think my uncle actually dropped it in Monaco. All right, and he dropped a wallet full of all his cards and his passports and stuff in Monaco, right? And he went around the hotel, tearing around, trying to find out where it is and everything, and couldn't find it. And they went to the one police station, which is just on the road into town. Small little shack. The police officers all just sat there, not doing anything. They're like, "Oh, is this yours?" They went, "Yeah," and gave it to him. Because there's no crime in Monaco, apparently.
I have heard that it's one of the more safer. Well, I guess is it a principality? Is it a country? I think
it's a principality.
Both?
It's
one
a
of 3 principalities in the world. Yeah. I did this with XP last year. Singapore, Monaco, and the Vatican. Those are the only 3 principalities in the world.
So obviously we're talking to F1 about trying to get a race at the Vatican, so we have all 3 now in the F1 category. Yeah,
let's see if the Pope signs off on that. I'm sure he has his hands full with some other things.
He won't mind us just taking a few Grand Prix cars through the city.
Yeah. Who is it? Is it Benedict now? I don't even know what the Pope is right now. There's been too many Pope changes in the past few years. I can't.
Well, they just can't keep the job. Oh,
they can't
keep the job.
They just keep dying. It's crazy.
Why do they always hire like a genuine, like an 85-year-old man to do?
Well, who was it? Was it John Paul II? He was pretty young.
He was pretty young, and then he died like 5 million. He died when he was like 5 million, kept alive by being pumped full of formaldehyde or something. Just insulting an entire religion right here. Let's move past that and look back at racing, though. You got to think, who's got the best chance at winning this race, though? It has to be Secret, hasn't it?
It would have to be Secret. On his debut to win in Monaco, he's pretty confident, but he's pretty tight with Double A, so I don't expect too much shenanigans between those two. Whoever can duke it out in the first corner will have the absolute advantage. I would be leaning towards Secret, though. He said his starts are about on par with Double A, who also has had some pretty good starts. What's really interesting is what goes on deeper down the field. Like I said earlier, with the amount of championship contenders, I guess you could say, buried outside of the top 10, this is not where you want to be starting outside of the top 10. So it'll be interesting to see how aggressive they are. If they try to make some moves at the start, if they get involved in any collisions at the start, it is possible to take the hards all the way to the end if you do, but it is not recommended. I tried that last night and it did not work.
Well, we shall see what happens. The drivers are now getting into their cars, and remember, no qualifying, straight into the formation lap. This is the TCR Grand Prix. Song written by Kitten.
Yes. I am the composer of that song that we cannot actually play on here due to FOM copyrights. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think the race yesterday was quite entertaining. If you watched, it was wound up being pretty close, back and forth between Airborne and Darkest.
Are you sure it's not Furs crossed? Oh, sorry, Paws crossed. Meow. The cat puns will begin.
That was I was one of the people doing the cat puns.
They worked.
They did. Yeah, somebody else was doing it first, and I'm like, I can't let you outcat me.
So, sorry, my friend just distracted me with a very rude comment about someone I'm talking to. We got a couple of things. Secret will take it. Well, yeah, we can see. Mr. Sensation is saying that 7 will crash out tonight, and that is, you know what, not a bad estimate, is it? 7 possibly crashing
Stephen
out.
A. Smith over here with the hot takes. Somebody will crash.
I think, unfortunately, that's possibly an option.
How about this one, JB? Someone ends up in the Mediterranean. How about that?
Well, they had that, and I think it was an American that actually did it.
Was it? That was a long time ago.
It wasn't an American. I think an American was part of the collision. But no, I as much as I did all of that, I don't think Codemasters have the right to be able to chuck cars into there, because I think most of the online footage would be like that anyway. Clear weather, says B. Well, we actually have eyes in the pit lane. Well, actually, on the starting grid, a couple of drivers will jump in and let Keaton know what the weather situation is like while I sit here and babble on about racing cars. Though, currently, our garages are saying that we have no Ferrari drivers in, and one Red Bull and one Renault driver, which is slightly worrying for those teams, isn't it?
It is, but it does make the quest a little bit easier for Bad Fast, especially starting in P18.
Yeah,
interesting to note as well. It's going to be another night race. So that should affect the tire temps quite a bit.
I love Monaco.
I don't know about everybody else.
Did you guys race at Monaco at night last night, or?
No, it was official.
Ah, see, I love Monaco at night because you can feel you can see the track a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for commentary, it's fantastic.
They got little strobe lights going into Rascast too.
So we're just waiting on the drivers to select their strategies and make sure all their setups are correctly on the cars, and then we will have it all ready. Remember, this is a Parc Fermé rules off situation. These drivers are allowed to run a different setup if they choose to from the one they ran in qualifying. And just looking back at qualifying, last week we saw some tremendous moves. We saw both Ferraris actually being involved in a collision before even turn 3. at the event last week, but we got to hand it to Lopez, who I think made 2 moves at the top of the hill towards Casino Square, didn't he, Kitten?
Yeah, I did. Pretty good qualifying performance, as I mentioned last week, from the Haas drivers. Fatal in P4, representing Golden Class, along with Lopez in P6. Their best team qualifying performance of the season so far.
Lopez just burned you in the chat, by the way.
Did he? Oh, strategy. Oh, they're waiting. I was a little concerned. What did he say?
Strategy. Wait. So the Dominican clearly fired up, ready for this race, as he's a chatty bunch and he likes to join in and chat with us. Yeah, so we're sat here and we just got to warble on from it while we actually wait to head to the formation lap. This track, this is the 3rd time for TCR commentated here. And the first one was the Formula 2 race for Antoine Hubert. I mean, I don't know if you remember much of that. That was an enjoyable evening, wasn't it, Kitten?
It wasn't behind the wheel of a Formula 2 car, but from the commentator's booth, I would imagine it probably was.
It really was.
Yeah, I was really didn't know what I was doing. Just kind of running into stuff.
Enjoying the turbo lag.
Yeah.
Those are proper racing cars. They're so much more fun to drive than some of the F1 cars recently.
Yeah, the lack of downforce on those F2 cars, plus the
lag of the turbo.
The turbo lag. Yeah, it catches you out whenever you race F1 cars all the time.
So right now we're having a little bit of radio communication from the Haas team. Why aren't we starting? Well, actually, that was exactly what I was going to say. We had hearing some radio, which is a code for. I was looking at the Discord. The Discord just saying that at least from Lopez's side, he's trying to see what people are getting allowed to set up their tires and their fuel strategy for this race. Most people, though, as we see T3's reading up, most people will probably under fuel in this race, won't they?
Yeah, it tends to stabilize a bit if you just run on the standard fuel mode. And honestly, having as less weight as possible, weight to downforce, is pretty pertinent to driving around the streets of Monaco. So yeah, I would probably look for guys to probably go about race distance, maybe a little bit under. And hey, look.
Onto the formation lap here in Monaco. 15 drivers will line up for the TCR Grand Prix. Let's run through them all with their positions now. Secret for the first time in Platinum in P1, ahead of Double A in P2. Starting ahead of Zandamar, who's in P3. Fatal is in P4, the first of the Haas drivers. Sandwiching Iroll, the Quebec driver, in P5. Sorry, Lopez is in P6. Lyon is in P7, and Jones, the former gold champion, is in P8 with a lovely helmet tonight. Beacon Fever is in P9. Seafreeze rounding up the top 10, looking to score more points for his championship. Now, Go-To Guy is in P11 and also brushing the wall up the Lowe's hairpin. And Joe Breezy is in P12. P13 is Talent, and P14 is the Professional. And P15 is Bad Fast. That is our 15 gladiators for tonight here at Monaco. And you got to think, Bad Fast is thinking, right, I qualified P18, I'm starting P15, no one behind me, a few people in front of me, I'm golden for this race.
Yeah, not a bad deal right there. Because I mean, honestly, if you're starting, I like to think if you're not starting first, you might as well start last around here. Try to avoid as much mayhem as possible.
Building fan saying that Lopez secret AA top 3 drivers. That is not a bad shout actually, but we will see what happens. 39 laps of racing is a long time here at Monaco. Who are you going to be watching at the start then, Kitten?
I'll be watching the start. I think the race might be won in turn 1, although the undercut and overcut are obviously quite exaggerated around these streets with the amount of traffic. But
obviously
hopefully everybody makes it through.
Obviously, I'll be watching Turn 1 as always. So, to 5 red lights here for the TCR Grand Prix. The lights are on, the lights are out now. And the drivers are away. It's a good start from P1 from Sequa. A better start though by Zandemar in P2. As you see Fatal dropping down the order. And they all come through. Look at Fatal back around the outside of the... Oh no! Irold's in the barrier. Ooh. Big damage on cars. Toro Rosso in trouble as well.
There was carbon fiber flying all over the place up that hill.
So
looks like Freeze was involved in something.
Yeah,
lost the spot.
Lots of damage there, and look, aggressive though. Goes you guys to the inside and actually getting bumped by Jones, who gets bumped by Seafreeze. And then Joe Breezy looking to the inside here at Lowe's as they all come piling through the slowest corner in Formula One history. As they all come back round down to the tunnel towards the chicane. Who's moving where and what's happening? There is damage on the racing point of Iroll and damage on one of the Toro Rossos, so we'll see them pit on lap 1. Whoa! Iroll clipping the barrier slightly. What are you looking at as we see Gocha Guy missing the chicane?
I think Iroll actually got away from that unscathed. Looks like Be Good is the one. Ooh, and it's Be Good in the Bears coming through the left-hander.
Beaker's got damage as well. Yeah, both racing points in the wars. They're both going to pit on this lap as Seafreeze jumps straight through. Seafreeze has damage too. He should bail to the pit lane. He doesn't bail to pit lane. Fatal, Be Good into pit lane as we head on to lap 2 here in Monaco. And Double A is not giving up his chance to win the TCR Grand Prix.
Does appear Breezy is also missing an in plate on the right side of that front wing as he chases Freeze up the hill. And Sequit gaining on Double A. Actually, both of them gaining on the field. Zanamar already after over a second and a half back.
Talon got to think about trying to get through as soon as possible here as he's got on the faster competitor tyres than Breezy as they bump up along the curve to try and get the turn in right. They head down towards Portier now and into the tunnel. Look at the power. Joe Breezy's got some pace in that McLaren tonight, hasn't he? To the inside line. Oh, decided not to. He's forced Seafreeze to lock up though and mess up his line slightly, but Joe Breezy cannot capitalise on that due to losing the rear end ever so slightly on acceleration. And look at how close he is.
Interesting stuff. Looks like Fatal's going to be going for a 2-stop here. He threw on the mediums. Be Good threw on the hard.
TCR. TCR's residence, Mr. Cool into pit lane now. Keeping an eye on him, but we're going to look back at Talon. He lines up a potential move on Breezy as quickly as possible. Now, who's had their porridge this morning? I think that Secret and Double A have definitely had their porridge. But if you look at it,
Secret is going for the hard as well.
Well, he can go to the end on this. Now he's going to pray. No, it's absolutely fine, mate. I was actually going to talk about tyres. Look at the top two's different tyre choices.
Yeah, Secret was talking. I talked to him a couple of days ago. He said he was going to start on mediums, but it sounds like something has changed as he locks up in the new Vel.
Double A's dropped back. Is there damage on the Renault? Deciding not to, though, as Double A does power through. Running number 19 still for Antoine Hubert here at Monaco. The race that Antoine Hubert won in Formula 2 as well as France, which he arguably was the better win because it was his home Grand Prix. Talon now riding on the back of the McLaren, looking at every which way to get through as they head towards Rascasse.
Oh, and Iroll loses. Iroll just lost a big chunk of his front wing coming out of the final corner.
So there it is. We see it on track as the driver's thigh over it. DRS has been enabled here on lap 4 of the Grand Prix. Not that it's much help here at Monaco. And Joe Breezy pulling away in P9 from Talon in P10.
Looks like Breezy's doing his best Jarno Trulli impersonation. He's holding up Talon professional bad fast right now. All in lockstep for P9 as he's fallen back 4 seconds behind his teammate Jones.
You see the wriggle from Talon's rear end there.
You know, these softs don't last very long. It should be said. They're very easy to overheat. Obviously, probably a little bit easier or harder to whenever it's night. But depending on what kind of grip they have, I mean, you could see tires starting to get a little squarely lap 4, lap 5 already.
Well, speaking of that, look at top 2 right now. 4 tenths now is the gap between them, and I think Secret's tyres are starting to look a little bit of second hand as we look at the Renault, the number 19 car of AA, the Hungarian Canadian, as he comes through. Wow, look at the braking change there. So much more power on the brakes for the Hungarian Canadian. Well, Hungarian-born, Canadian licence held here in TCR as he looks to pass Secret. You joined me on commentary a few weeks back. I think at Silverstone, actually, he joined me.
No, I think it was Singapore.
Singapore, yes, it was Singapore.
But who am I? I'm just a fan.
You're a fan who likes listening to me. What are you looking at, actually, kitten?
I
Don't interact with my fans.
I am intrigued by this battle up front. I'm not sure if Secret has just backed off a bit on the ERS. Looks like he hasn't, but AA does have more, so looks like the tires are just coming back to him right now. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long he can take the mediums around here. An overcut might work for AA.
AA had to heftily lift through to back there. So is that tyre related, or is that just his setup does not like to back?
I think he might have just lagged back because he's still only 6/10 off of Secret.
I was on board with him. There's an audible lift.
Maybe
wait a minute. They're on full race fuel, aren't they? They can't go flat through there yet.
Oh yeah, not quite. Not quite.
Give it a couple of laps.
Yeah.
Speaking of a couple of laps,
Jones
exactly
is gaining on go-to guy rapidly. Jones looking for his best career finish
I think
in the Platinum class.
I think go-to guy has a missing front wing on one side. No, he doesn't. I stand corrected.
No, he doesn't. Looks like he's just losing pace on these softs.
Whoa! The McLaren pushing the Alfa Romeo through the Lowe's hairpin into Portier now.
Jones and go-to like two dogs at a dog park around that hairpin.
He has had some of the worst luck I've seen this season, Jones has, alongside Talon. Some really struggling to get hold of this McLaren car since transitioning from the Golden class where he won the championship, has the 45 car. But I think he's... Wow, I thought he was going to hit all the way to back there. But I think he might have finally got to grips with the car. At the race, he has damage on that nose as well. So is that new?
I believe so. It is kind of hard to keep track of all the wing damage. As we mentioned in the pre-race, everyone's probably going to have some dents, some chinks in the armor along the way, if you will.
I want to talk about Jones's helmet, but I've got to have to look back at AA and Secret, so we'll have a chat about Jones's helmet later on. I'm going to mentally block that because I want to talk about that because I do like his helmet. And we look at now a potential move because Secret's locking up everywhere. Remember, debutant in the Premier Division last week for qualifying. This time, he's having to race for it alongside AA. And AA, good friends outside of the race. But I think that visor's come down. Friendships don't matter. It's time to race. Jones been passed by Breezy.
Oh no!
He's let him through. I think that's because of the wing damage. I think Jones will be pitting. Whoa! Little bit hesitant on turning, then almost ended up in the barrier. He is going to have to pit at the end of this lap, I believe.
Well, both McLarens with wing damage at this point.
So just to quickly mention Jones's helmet, I love the way that he has the white stripes on the helmet. Something that I wouldn't have thought to do on a McLaren helmet. He doesn't pit. It almost looks a bit like a hockey mask, if you know what I mean.
You would love my helmet then.
I don't
have the stripes, but it is white. I got lightning bolts.
Ah.
Yeah. We as a quick aside, Jones, Breezy, and I we spent a little while designing our helmets, making sure everything looked good pre-season.
Is that because you knew I was commentating on this one? Is that because they knew I was commentating?
I mean, I'm a big helmet fan. Unfortunately, the Halo has taken a little bit of shine away. No pun intended.
They're so stupid, but you know, yeah. If anything, it's more prettier now that you know what they look like and you've got to like sort of search for them underneath that mess of carbon fiber and titanium.
Diamonds in the rough.
Yeah.
Now, Double A is going to have DRS going down the main straight here.
Has he got the power out of the final corner though? DRS opening, he has a little bit of oversteer as the Renault settles.
It does not. But Secret is burning some of that ERS, trying to defend against the DRS of Double A. It looks like Double A gets a much better launch out of turn 1 every lap with those mediums.
I think there's something wrong. Wes Jones has pitted. There's something wrong with the tyres on the Williams, as now we're starting to look at Double A's Renault, looking to be leading this race at some point. Looking at the move in lows, decides not to, as number 19 hassles the, I can't remember what number Secret is right now. I believe it's number 6, isn't it? Yeah, number 6 Williams. So, as running down into the chicane now, through the tunnel, looks wonderful at night. We come through, bumping over the curbs, now heading towards the back. In Formula E, we saw a couple of moves into the back, and that was fantastic to watch. But look at Double A, he's so much more committed. He knows his tyres are stronger. Kitten, what do you foresee happening soon?
I foresee Secret getting off these boots pretty soon. Not sure if it's this lap or next. Looks like he's going to give it one more try. I think for sure you want to make sure that you can make the mediums last to the end if you're Secret, but at what cost? Because I mean, Double A is just getting such a better exit through every corner except for the one that really counts, and that's the last one.
I wonder if Secret's being a bit naughty and trying to bait Double A into missing his braking point and hitting the back of the Williams to lose a bit of front wing to really impact his race. Vigo Fever returns with a time penalty.
Whoa, those are heavy accusations right there.
Oh no, I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm theorizing what could happen. Because look at the difference in braking. Secret could be thinking I'm braking at a normal point. Double A could be thinking he's braking early. And it could end up in damage.
I'd be lying if I said I've never thought of that myself. But that would be a strong tactic to bust out. Ooh, looks
especially
like
almost that rear end's not happy in the Williams, is it?
Yeah, it is not.
Look at that. The 4-second gap we had before is now 1.0, and they're closer than ever. And Secret is in the pit lane. Releasing Double A, but now he's under pressure from Zandamar, and Lion continuing on in P5. Lion's had a good start. Lion's enjoying himself currently.
Yeah. I was going to say for a dark horse podium, Lion had some pretty good pace around Monaco earlier. He's also on those mediums, about 5 seconds behind Lopez. And it looks like actually Lopez is going to be looking for a move on Zandamar pretty soon. Zander on the softs, those are definitely wearing off at this point.
The Daring Dominican with the red and gold helmet is looking to take over from Zandamar for P2. What can Lopez get up to? He's definitely the favourite for P2 right now, and there's a few people saying he'll be on the podium. I don't think that's a far away shout, to be completely honest. That's a pretty strong choice, isn't it? I'd put my money on Lopez. Yeah,
his pace was really good. Did a couple practice sessions with him around here. I believe he won. Didn't win that F2 race last week. He's been quite good around Monaco.
So the Haas has to get through on Zandamar, be it in the pit lane or be it on the straight. That is my one per list, and I believe, straight into pit lane goes Zander. Releasing the Dominican with the rich energy. Well, for how long?
Next update maybe.
Well, yeah, I think Haas are going to have to come up with a new livery, because I don't think running black and gold is a smart choice for the rest of the season, just taking off the rich energy thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is a striking livery. I wouldn't mind seeing a peak anti-freeze. I like that logo.
Is that what that mountain top is on the back?
Yes, the anti-freeze company.
I thought that was a water company brand, like we have a yellow flag in sector 3. Who is that?
It's a go-to guide, maybe.
Oh, he said damage coming out of pit lane. Is it? No.
Is it? No, I'm not sure where that was. I just looked and saw him falling down the order, but I think it was just him coming out of the pits. I'm not sure who that was.
Oh, B just called something fantastic, saying that the Alfa Romeo were double stacking. So both Alfa Romeos stopped on one lap That's a strong tactic, but also, is that just completely scapegoated Go-To-Go's strategy?
Quite possibly. I know they're in a party together. I'm not sure if perhaps they thought they had more of a gap between them. I'm not sure. That is bad form from the Canadians.
So the Canadian Italian team, as we're looking at the actual Canadian team in Formula 1, though I do have a lot of political things with that team. The question is, if they're based at Silverstone, though they're talking about moving it mid-season next season, if they're based at Silverstone, does that make them a British team, though they're owned by a Canadian, or are they still Canadian? That's the question.
Well, technically there's only 3 non-British teams, if we're using that barometer. I think Toro Rosso and Ferrari, obviously, in Italy. And then Alfa is located in Switzerland, is it?
Yes,
yeah, Switzerland.
Well, if you also look at it, though, because technically there's 4 then if you cast that, because the American team has, I'm saying that to you guys, to the Americans, is actually based in North Carolina, but has a factory over here.
They have a PO box in North Carolina. There's the other way. They fabricate the parts, I believe, in North Carolina, and then they actually they send everything over to their base here, well, in the UK, not here.
Yeah, here. I can say here. You can't. I can say here.
Yeah, I can. Oh, bloody. Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that's how it goes. Obviously, they get their chassis from Dallara in as bad fast, losing out to Secret in the straight. But they get their chassis from Dallara, which obviously is from Italy, so they're very multinational. It's interesting that, not to toot my own horn, I've actually been to the Mercedes Grand Prix factory as a treat, and that was a very informative tour. I do highly recommend it if anyone wants to go to an F1 factory. Don't go to McLaren, because they take you on a 45-minute drive around the lake, because apparently it's part of the factory.
Ooh, it's a lovely lake, though.
It is nice, but at the same time, it's a bit unnecessary, isn't it? And you get like 15 minutes to walk up and down the promenade. I got to lift a trophy.
Ooh, sounds inclusive.
F1 isn't a sport? Well, here's my argument for people who said F1 isn't a sport. Does it encourage drivers to go to lose weight, and do they sweat, thus exerting energy as a sport does? Yes, it is a sport. Move on. It's 2019. Motor racing is a sport.
I look at it as athletes competing. I feel like that's a pretty simple definition of sport. So I don't think it's much of a conversation to be had.
Yeah, it's 2019. I mean, F1's been going for a long time.
They're not allowed to smoke cigarettes anymore.
No, and yet they're still allowed to have alcohol in the cars. That really annoys me.
Yeah, seriously. James Hunt is rolling in his grave.
So is Nicky Lauda. He was smoking for a while.
Ooh, too soon. I looks like he's holding up both Toro Rosso's Talon leading Seafreeze. Wonder if Seafreeze is going to orchestrate a team order here, or if he's going to let Talon get taken out by Iroll.
He's saying we need rain, a driving mistake, or a traffic jam. To be honest, we have what's known as the pink safety car now on track, as Iroll is doing his best job to hold up everyone from P8 downwards, as Fatal with a time penalty just in front of us. So the pink safety car is doing his...
join the party as well.
Yes, we've got to see another Red Bull power car here in the form of the professional, looking at the back of Seafreeze, and look at the grip difference as he brakes hard into the corner. He's on much younger tyres than Mr. Corn himself in P10.
Iroll has always been a bit more of a Monster Energy guy than a Red Bull guy. I can confirm.
Well, he's also got the German water brand on his back, but it's not going to be long before the Sports Pacer Racing Point car gets dropped back. Though I believe that Sports Pacer has ended their partnership as contact, and that is a front wing damage on Talon, and that is the Talon's season so far, right? That incredibly quick. Broken front wing.
Seafreeze is just pushing Talon into the fire here. He's 2 steps away from jumping into a volcano, and Freeze does not want any part of it. He wants at least some points as a consolation in Monaco.
Talon's going to be diving into the Mediterranean at this point, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's his season so far. Incredibly quick, broken front wing.
Yeah, probably would have had pole for this race, but
What
unfortunately,
happened with that? I don't.
I never asked him. It looked like a gearbox failure, but I don't think those happen in 5-lap races.
Tell you what, I can tell
Unless
you now they
you're...
happen somewhere. Speaking of fun, here's Fatal.
Oh,
Oh, big swipe.
Freeze gets a 3-second penalty.
Bad fast heading into pit lane, didn't make it clear, and Fatal almost got took out by the turning in Mercedes. Look at Zanderbar. Zanderbar with another beautiful helmet in the car. But Fatal's in trouble. Fatal letting Zanderbar through.
I think he's letting him by. Yeah, he was letting him by.
See,
I missed
now,
what happened there, but I think there was a little bit of contact. Gentleman stuff from Fatal.
This is my issue with Formula 1 right now, with the fact that they're all driving to a set strategy, so if they're overtaken by someone, oh, it's okay, we'll pit this lap so it won't affect us.
Fatal! Fatal just went straight on at the hairpin. Looks like he has some wing damage to the right side. Ooh, no. That car just didn't turn. Looks like he locked up. Opposite lock. Now, that's... At least he has a 15-second buffer in between himself and the pace car. Iroll.
I tell you who doesn't have a bit of buffer, that's anyone behind Iroll, because now everyone's come to play all the way down to, I believe, the Mercedes, the Alfa Romeo of Goju guys come to play with all of these guys. Lion Pitts.
I think Breezy's only about a second and a half off of Go-To guys, so he's holding up 8 through 13, essentially, at the moment. And I was going to ask when you think the drivers are going to get off the mediums. Seems like now is the time, but Double A and Lopez are still carrying on. Yeah, that was rough from Fatal. Looks like Fatal is going to change his front wing here.
Now, a question out in the chat asking, should Talon let Seafreeze through? Well, that's for those two to decide, very frankly. If they choose that... Oh, look at poor Lion. He's come out in this mess of cars, and he's been clipped and there's damage.
Oh, man, you hate to see it.
I really do, especially with Lion, because I like the cats.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's within the team choices what they want to do, and it's totally right now. If they call a driver swap, then it's what the team chooses. But in fairness, I think Seafreeze likes to race with Talon, as they all get pummeled into one another like it's lap 1 at the hairpin. And you know what? If I were Lion, I'd probably complain that the wing damage was avoidable.
Yeah, it was. I didn't get a clear shot of it. As looks like Jones had another incident. Ooh, going from bad to worse for Jones. Another wing change for him.
It's alright. I spent 6 laps in the pits because I kept breaking my wing. I spent so much time on worn tyres. It was unbelievable when I drove here.
You have to think lap 19, the Double A and Lopez are probably going to come in. Double A does have a pretty comfortable gap to Lopez, so I don't think it's really going to play much into either of their advantage. Jones going a lap down. Looks like he's a lap down right now. He's going to be on fresher tires chasing Lopez. Perhaps he might want to get out of this situation.
Looking now at Talon, he cannot get past Iroll, and unless he's going to be pitting, I think he has got to take the hit that his teammate is faster than him to get out the way. So we're going to get a multi-21 situation, or is Talon going to pit and solve the problem?
I really don't think Freeze wants to deal with Iroll, who's doing a pretty good impersonation of Mark Webber. Defensive driving tactics here. Elbows out. Nobody can get past him.
To be fair, no one can get past his Monaco. Even the Formula E cars struggle to overtake here. Talon's hit the wall again.
Oh, boy.
But no damage.
He's getting a face full of dirty air, which isn't going to be good for those hards, but he did stretch his softs long enough that I think it's not going to be too much of a problem towards the end of this race.
It's really...
Iroll's draining his ERS, just trying to keep up with these guys, or stay ahead of these guys, and everybody else has a lot. This is the world's fastest procession.
Yeah, this is the world's fastest safety car line. That's a good answer. I was watching F1 at the time with Jack Villeneuve. Yeah, well, at the time with Jack Villeneuve. Whoa! Look at the bad fast passing Lion in Mirabeau! That is a... Oh, dear.
Oh,
that is
sorry.
not a move that is possible, I believe. I believe
Did
that's...
Lopez...
that dis-
did
Bad
ZX
pass.
lagging a bit right now?
I think he
He's still got
disconnected
the,
for a moment and then reconnected.
Yeah, he's got the Hurricane Wi-Fi still. A week on.
Yeah, Jack Villeneuve, that was the age of I can hit a driver and win a championship and still not get told off, and that was also the age of when someone who started out with a career who was very good, and then his career went backwards, and now to the point that he's being called Nico Rosberg. Or is it the other way round now?
Depends. Could be any way you want to cut it.
Zandamar back
legendary
behind.
French Canadian.
Yeah, was never a patch to his dad. Zandamar back behind Secret though, so these two are going to be resuming battle ever so slightly soon. They're in that P1, P2 though, aren't they?
Cards. I'm not sure if Double A. I mean, Double A still gaining on Lopez. I mean, this is. I'm not sure when he's going to.
Whoa, Zandamar! Wow, that was quick.
Whatever.
That he realised that he was going to run to the back of the Williams. The gap had closed. Big oversteer the moment, catching the car. Zandamar gets saved in a week for me. Double A pits.
Double A does pit. Now let's see where Secret comes out here. It's going to be an interesting battle here. I wonder if he's going to slice right in between those two.
Zandamar dropping back by a second now. Double A. Wow!
Wow, I did not think it was going to work that well. But now it looks like we've got
Double A.
Secret and Zandamar are going to be battling this one out for the win.
Double A cut turn one due to getting the warning that he crossed the white line and forgot, then went back within the white line as you normally would do as a normal person, and then at Monaco it gave him a penalty because of how awful that is.
That is unfortunate.
So Double A's got to work twice as hard now. So it's a great caster. Due regards. Sorry for my baggage. No, it's fine now, Tony. That's absolutely fine. Well, Anton.
It looks like Zandamar he's gaining. Whenever he gets a chance. I mean, he had a bit of a mistake going through Nouvelle last lap, but this time he's put about 7/10 back into it. This is the race for the win right here. No
Not anymore. Do you see the wing fall off?
Was it Zandamar?
There's the end plate.
Oh no.
Hit the wall where Sandberg hit the wall, where Esteban Ocon hit the wall, and where Max Verstappen hit the wall so many times. And it's so unfortunate for the 34 car.
The turning point of Max Verstappen's career. Maybe it'll be a good omen for Zandamar as well.
Thank you, Anton, for enjoying it. No, I always try and interact with the people who watch as much, because you guys are the people that make the streams possible. If no one watched, then what was the point in doing them?
Tell them I said hi. I currently am not watching the comments. So
Kitten says hi. He can hear you. They can hear you.
Oh yeah, they can't they? That's how the internet works.
That's how the microphone works. Speaking of microphones, I wonder if Talon's getting called on his, saying "get out of the way."
I mean, as I mentioned earlier, I don't think Freeze wants to try to overtake Iroll. I think he's seen this movie a lot of times with Iroll. Whoever's gonna, I think he wants Talon to be the test dummy, and maybe a gap will open up if you catch my drift.
I don't think a gap's ever going to open up at this point. Those two are way too wise for each other's tricks.
Well, I mean, if they go side by side and then into a barrier, that would probably be the opening.
Talon is really frustrated in the Toro Rosso. Remember that car is driving very injured with that wing damage on the left-hand side, right-hand side as we look at it, and his teammate almost running to the back of him. At this point, if you were France tossed, will you be crying with your head in your hands, or would you be looking to swap the drivers round?
I'll be waiting for Helmet Marco to hit me up on the cell phone, see what he wants to do.
WhatsApp me. What do you want? Because there is a Red Bull behind.
Here is so Double A has closed on Zandamar with Xander's wing damage, but Xander's still closing in on Sequit. Sequit really burning off that ERS. trying to keep him behind. But
I wonder with
let
Secret,
Double A get back into it.
I wonder if he's saving fuel.
It is, yeah, I would say now is about the time in the race, depending on how much of a fuel load you took at the beginning, you might want to throw that bad boy in lean.
Talon thinking about a move on I roll. I
God.
think there's an element of lag in it because he was trying his absolute hardest to try and find a way around him in the tunnel. And I think there was a little bit of lag because to me it looked like I roll was weaving a bit in the tunnel. I'd love driver's radio on this. Can you imagine the screaming from Talon that would be coming down? The poor engineer that has to deal with him.
I believe iRoll and Be Good are in the same house at the moment, so
Joe Breezy passes Go to Guy. So Talon, what's he gonna do?
Goatie's in the pits. Goatie's in the pits once again. Looks like he was going for a two-stop right. Oh no, another wing change for Goatee.
I don't normally swear because it's not professional, but in this case I will because Talon is getting pissed. The way he's driving that car, he tried to chuck it up the inside at the run to Casino Square. He's really not happy being stuck behind the BWC Stroll machine.
Is that a curse word?
Yeah, to us.
Wow. Well, that's bollocks.
That
Secret has caught up.
Actually, that's just a fun word to say.
It is. I've never said it out loud before, I don't think. Secret has caught up to the back of Lopez here. And Lopez decided to go out for another lap. So this is just another wrinkle in the dynamic of this race with both Xandermar and Double A closing in on Secret, who will inherit the lead, presuming that Lopez eventually pits off these medium tires.
I wonder if Lopez is looking to go as long as he can to try and touch the soft tires towards the end. Fatal's doing the same.
I think it's obvious. I wonder if Fatal has let him know. He was back in the in that train for a while. I wonder if he let Lopez know, like, you might as well stay out for as long as possible because this train's not really going anywhere. As he makes a mistake and Secret's going to get by. Was that Xandermar? Did Xandermar make contact with Lopez?
Yeah, side by side. Go. Oh! He's walled him! Double A has been slapped into the wall by the Alfa Romeo. And oh no, does the Renault have damage? Because there's iRoll, and here comes the train!
No, that's Be Good a lap down.
Oh, is it? I can apologize. Oh, more contact in the pit lane!
Double A loses. Looks like they're all going to be thrown on softs now. This is an interesting development.
Stop go penalty! Stop go penalty for Double A!
Ooh, bad to worse. And honestly, it might go worse to worse because they might come out in the middle of this train with iRoll.
Does iRoll pit? He does not, as Talon is thinking, for God's sake, get out of the way!
Oh, it looks like Double A's gonna... Oh, this is close.
Xandermar is out. Double A is right in the pile.
No. Oh, man, he's gonna come out in P10.
What?
Looks like Breezy might have made some contact with the wall trying to push.
I wonder if Talon's thinking, what fresh hell has this class got for me this season? Because I'm really struggling.
Oof, Xandermar. Onto the hards. Interesting. I don't know if... Was that possibly a mistake from him? Putting on hards instead of softs?
Does he have a spare set of softs?
Yeah, maybe not. Well, yeah, he should. I mean, he should if he started on... I mean, he should have 2 pairs of softs if the qualifying tires weren't included. I'll have to get the research department on that.
More support for Secret in the chat. We always want to see support for the drivers. Make sure you give everyone else some, because there are more drivers than just your favourite on track. That's why I never have a favourite. My favourite's Kitten, and he's with me.
Thank you. I feel the pressure already for next week in Austria.
Yes, make sure you join us next week. Though, I should probably mention that we have a Fanatec affiliation as we watch Bad Fast getting passed by Double A into Turn 1. Yes, TCR has a Fanatec affiliation. If you're looking to buy any form of Fanatec product, well, look no further towards our link in our description. that will be put in after the stream is uploaded and all processed and all the shiny YouTubey jazz. Make sure you take that up and make sure that you tell them TCR sent you. They might even give you a hat.
Ooh. Who's designing the t-shirts memorabilia for TCR? That's a good question.
I'd do a hat. I'd love a TCR hat. I guess though I'd have to get a TCR staff shirt since I'm media now, aren't I? Oh.
Yeah, and maybe like a free like Nikon N900 or something like that as well. Just so we could take pictures. We're at these exotic locations. The TCR business.
Do apologise for that. We might have lost Kidden for a moment as he struggles with his microphone. We'll try and talk over it. How many laps can the white tyres? Not grey, they are white. Hold on, we'll get him back in a minute.
Now.
Hello.
Am I back now?
Hello, you're back.
The hards. Secret could theoretically take those hards to the end, but he does have a 3-second penalty right there. They're going to be pretty ragged towards the end.
Double A on the back of Secret's teammate to the inside line at Casino Square, and he does make the move. The gap opened up, and Double A said, I'll take that gap, and I will take that position.
On those fresh mediums, next up is Professional, who is on 20-lap old medium. You saw Lopez take him about 26 a lap, so it is possible, but I think Double A is going to make quick work here.
This sector 2 yellows. I immediately looked to the last, but it's not any of that. I guess that was I guess that's a very professional move.
On the outside of Professional.
What a professional move! Whoa! Into back.
This guy's flying
look
right now.
at that! What a man! Oh, big crash! Championship leader out, and everyone's involved. Where's the safety car, guys? Come on! Safety car!
Freeze is just pushing him. Freeze just pushed him.
Freeze is out, getting clipped by a very impatient Double A. What an incident there. And that should be safety car worthy, but thanks Codemasters, I know where you live, I'll tell you off.
No safety cars for us.
That was a... You see why people like sim racing.
You know what, if there was a safety car, that would have been bad news bears for Secret. Because Lopez on those 3-lap old soft tires against Secret on the 19-lap hard tires, that would not have been much of a fight.
I wonder... That is his first retirement of the season. At the biggest race for TCR this season. Freeze is thinking, oh no. And for once in his life, Talon's got all the luck in Toro Rosso.
And I'll tell you what, Double A somehow got out of that. Not all the way scot-free, but with not a whole lot of wing damage. Looks like he can probably ride this out for the rest of the race.
To be fair, I think he flew across the barrier, so he's fine.
Yeah.
We got another great camera angle there.
If you had the same camera angle I did, it was pretty great seeing
the looking down camera angle.
Up in the air.
Yeah. Double A to pit lane now, so we'll see him on the soft compound tyres as Talon now tries to make a move on iRoll to get as much points as he can for the Toro Rosso team at this point.
You got to say, biggest winners there, ZX. ZX made out like a bandit. Went from about P9 to P6.
He's feeling very lucky right now.
GT's throwing on new sets of tires. Yeah, it looks like, I think he went from P10 to P6. Breezy as well up to P7.
Lots of drivers getting caught up in that incident. But holy moly, is that a rival though on the crash we saw in Spa is the question I have. It's close. In Sector 2 we have another yellow. It's a constant yellow, so someone's hit the wall and it's fatal.
It's fatal.
It's a fatal accident. The hairpin by the looks of it. Or is it a 48? Yeah. We're on board with Double A.
It was through the hairpin.
So he's bumped and bashed off the wall. And that's a nasty incident for the house.
It's a tough race for Fatal. Starting in P4. I think his best starting spot of the season. Not making it. That is rough.
You gotta say though, as the Americans do say on the IndyCar races, cautions precautions, and we just saw why. Big accident involving C3s. I assume that'll go to the stewards. I wonder, thinking on it was Double A in the wrong though in that situation. He was trying to pass to the point of the track where it was a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, that's not exactly an overtaking zone.
He looked to be bumping and bashing over the curves, and looked to be that the front end of the car was off the track.
He had such a massive pace advantage on those fresh mediums that he was just flying through everybody. I think he thought the Freeze was going to just let him by.
I think his overconfidence was his downfall there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, a bit. He probably would have been better served just to wait until the front straightaway, capitalize on the DRS, and got him there.
But hey, we're not stewards.
Like
we can't make decisions.
We can see from our commentary position, looks like Freeze is marching from the steward's tent, and he's going to the TCR yacht. TCR yacht, brought to you by Bad Boys 3 in theaters, November 26th.
Just to clear up, TCR is in no way related to Bad Boys. The white tyre are the hard compounded tyres. The yellow tyres are the medium compounded tyres. We had a tyre switch. So the white tyres used to be the medium compounded tyres, now they're the hard compounded tyres. Yeah. I wish they kept it all the same. I miss the days with Prime and Option.
I miss the Ultra Softs.
I miss the ice blue hards. Double A, the fastest man on track now in P10. Bob saying hashtag TCR Yacht Squad. Well, yeah, I wasn't invited to the yacht. I'm stuck in the commentary box. What they do, they build me in the commentary box every day. I'm actually hooked up to a load of power supplies, and then they unbuild me, and then put me in a box and send me home. I'm basically an android.
Yacht Squad for real. Yeah, we're all heading back onto the yacht. We're going to sail back to America after this. Except for JB, we're going to drop him off in Portsmouth.
What are you going back to America for? You got Austria. You might as well stay here and just drive around the corner.
Well, no, I mean, we don't want to hang out in Austria for that long. We can only eat so many Vienna sausages.
What happened to Freeze? Well, him and Double A decided to make contact at the chicanes, at the swimming pool chicane, and it was a big incident that resulted in Steve Freeze unfortunately having his first retirement of the season here at the TCR Grand Prix. It was a cracking accident though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You don't see big contact like that in Monaco too often, but trying to swing it along the outside of the swimming pool a little bit. I guess it was the inside. The outside turned into the inside.
Yeah,
but it was.
He was hoping those barriers would move a little bit, wasn't he? Just to let him through.
Yeah. The Armcos do have some give, but apparently not enough.
Lap 35 out of 39 here. We're coming into the last stage of the race, and currently the man in P1 is leading the race. Man in P1 is leading the race, of course, but the man who started in P1 is leading the race from Lopez in P2 and Zandamar in P3. And I wonder, was that the bet that I had in the chat? So I'm looking back now. We had Lopez, Secret, and Double A were the top drivers. So Zandamar looking to show off. I think Talon's getting slightly annoyed now because I think iRoll is starting to get towards more weavy.
I have a feeling that Talon's been annoyed for approximately, how long has he been on these tires? Approximately 27 laps.
I think that seemed a bit weavy though. He seemed to be weaving down to turn 1.
iRoll does have a little bit. It's 3 laps more on those hards. So they're certainly giving out, but iRoll has harvested a lot of, as you can see, he's harvesting right now, a lot of that ERS to combat Talon's efforts. As Badfast, once again, he is only less than a second behind Talon now. I wonder if Badfast is gonna get an itch, try to get a top 5. Oh no! Oh, he did just lag. Sorry, Badfast lag. I thought he hit the wall going into the Nouvelle, but he did not.
This is where Seafreeze ended his race a few laps ago. Now looking at Talon, he's got to think, I've got to get through soon. He's been driving that wing damage. I think this is that wing damage that's absolutely knackering him this race.
Yeah, certainly. And, I mean, it should give him a straight line advantage, but that doesn't really matter too much around
Then again, iRoll does have a Mercedes in the back of that car.
Yeah, Yeah, and while well, I guess we're not anymore, but ZX, one of the prettiest helmets in Platinum class. I love that blue and black.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, it's actually classed as aqua, that Patronus colour.
Okay, aqua.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's
Mercedes
I didn't know that until recently actually. Double A is starting to make moves as he did before. He's clipped the wall and he's hit the professional into the wall, and the professional once again coming off worse than Double A. Again, overconfidence is Double A's downfall as he's forgetting that other drivers have to overtake as well.
He must really enjoy overtaking at Monaco. One of the few people.
He does, though the
it.
professional is now cursed with a HRT style front wing. That's the front wing that all Formula 1 cars should have. They just can't turn.
Speaking of professionals, shout out to Hispania Racing Technology.
Do they still exist?
They do not. They do not.
Goodness for that, the cars were horrible.
I do wonder. I mentioned it at the time, but I think Xandamar might have. I mean, he should have had at least like one more set of mediums, because he's kept up with Lopez the entire time with Lopez on softs. So I wonder if there was just a bit of just didn't change what preference he had, or if he actually ran out of tires, which seems unlikely. But
Jones,
who knows?
Jones now with a time penalty. I believe we've just had a little message from Seafreeze, and it's it's a nice one. He said, and I will just say I'm quoting this because I have to quote to cause drama. He said, "I know it's in the heat of the moment, but let me just say, how stupid can you be? You can't fix stupid."
Wow.
I think that Seafreeze's statement said pretty harsh there, isn't it? I think we know what that's about. Holy moly, we're on the penultimate lap of the race.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. Unlike Talon.
No, time flies when you Seafreeze. I'm gonna get told off again. I got a feeling I'm getting turned off. Sector 2, we have a yellow, and it's not Secret. As much as I would have loved it to be. Well, Secret has wing damage.
Does he?
He has nose damage on the car. Professional to the inside line on Be Good in the tunnel. This time there's no contact between the Racing Point and Red Bull. Hashtag 2018 Brazil. I'm never hashtagging again because I am too old for that stuff. How old am I acting right now? My goodness me.
Hashtag content.
I wondered what are you going to say there, beginning of the sea.
Hashtag TCR brand. I do wonder how it must. I didn't get a clean look at Professional's wing damage, but it was bad enough for him to pit.
He had nothing. He had nothing left.
Ooh.
Keep it civil in the chat, guys. I know this is the place you come to watch the races, but don't talk about incidents here. If there's any incidents that need to be taken forward, I'm sure the viewers will take it rather than have you all kick you off in the stream chat. I'm sure that's not the image that everyone wants TCR to see.
Stick to cat points.
In fairness, it was probably my fault for reading that message out.
Hey, I mean, this is a reality TV show. Speaking of reality TV program.
Speaking of reality TV, let's have a look at Professional. He's looking to get through Jones. He's looking around the outside of Jones, and Jones having to give him room. And they're like, we didn't give him enough.
Oh, and Professional gets a 3-second penalty for that. That's a little harsh.
You'll have to hand it back, but we're going to look at it because for the first time ever, he started on pole in Platinum, and now he's done it. Secret has won in Monaco. Well done.
Impressive stuff.
Second place isn't done though. Second place really isn't done. Who's got the speed? Xandamar or Lopez? Dominican or Canada? Who's quicker? It's looking to be Lopez, I think. DRS opening. It is Lopez.
On the soft, just a little bit quicker.
Wow! It's Xandamar on penalties.
Oh, Lopez got a 5-second time penalty. He sped in the pits, beating in the pit lane. That'll come back to bite you, but a solid podium nonetheless for Lopez. Really good showing for Golden guys. Secret winning on his debut, obviously, and Lopez. I believe his first podium of the season in Platinum.
Iroll doing his best job to finish in P6, but he's dropped behind. Talon will get P4. Finally, some luck going towards the sister Toro Rosso.
All the penalties that Iroll had. Well, I guess it didn't take too many because everybody was right on his behind. But that's a solid P4 for Talon. At least Toro Rosso gets some points. And a really solid P5 from Bad Fast ZX, coming from the very back of the field.
Secret wins for the first time in Platinum, ahead of Zandamar in P2 and then the Daring Dominican in P3. Well done to all of these drivers, especially well done to the winner though, the number 6 Williams. What a race indeed.
Wow, how about that? Secret rocking the blonde goatee. Don't see that too often.
It's not a secret. He really is a rocket. So, here are the results, barring any stewards' investigations, and to be honest, I think we might see some.
I would tend to agree with you, JB.
Secret wins ahead of Zandamar in P2 and Lopez in P3. Talon P4, Bad Fast in P5, well done to him for starting P15. And no penalties either, well done to him. Iroll is in P6 on penalties, finished on the road in P4, and Joe Breezy is in P7. Lion is in P8, and Go To Guy is in P9 AA after a major contact with Seafreeze is in P10, good score points. Outside of the points, I believe it's a different point system though, but outside of the F1 point system, Professional is in P11, Jones is in P12, Be Good Fever is in P13. Here are the non-finishers, Fatal and Seafreeze, the championship leader, down in P15. Ooh. That was a brilliant race.
That's when having a 60 point lead in the championship does pay off a bit.
It does.
ZX does close by about 10 points there.
So we'll leave the lobby and we'll go off and we're gonna have a look at the Williams car in here. So driver of the day, we've been asked by Sportsfan. Who do you think? I think it has to go to Secret. Though he didn't do much, he did start on pole, and for a guy who's just starting out in Platinum alongside everyone else who has raced in Platinum before, that's damn good showing.
Yeah, especially around Monaco, no mistakes. We did see a little bit of wing damage, but that's par for the course. Someone in the comments, he's got Supreme as his logo, so it looks like this is on brand for him. Secret a god, no cap. I believe no cap means I'm not lying. I've been told that recently. I'm a little too
I don't speak youth.
No cap, he is a god. No cap, he's standing on top of that podium.
Well, well done to all the drivers. Nonetheless, I think there's a special well done to all the drivers that finished. Nonetheless, not to take away from any of the drivers that didn't finish, because they both did an incredible job. Nonetheless, to finish, to get as far as they did into Grand Prix. I don't know about you, Kitten, but I probably wouldn't have made it 2 laps.
I probably would have been last and just given up after about 2 laps.
Well, shows what we know. That's why we're media here in TCR. Well, next week we're off to Austria, aren't we? We're off to Austria, and we'll be starting out the week on Tuesday with the silver class, and then we'll be heading to Wednesday with the golden class. Then you'll be seeing me and possibly you again, Kitten, on Thursday for the platinum class. Are you looking forward to Austria? Any words of wisdom before we head off?
Austria always. I can't think of a more stark contrast between circuits. Yeah, wide open Austria, gonna be a lot of fun. Lots of overtaking. Iroll won't be able to keep Talon behind him for 20, 30 laps again. So will be interesting seeing the difference there, but definitely looking forward to it.
It will be really interesting, and I cannot wait for next week's Grand Prix. My name is JB. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Kitten, for joining us as always. Where he normally says that it'd be a pleasure for him to join us, but I believe his mic has just turned off.
Oh no, I thought you were wrapping it up. I didn't know you.
I'm about to wrap up, yeah, but you could have just done that. Yeah, it's a pleasure joining you.
I thought you were gonna say like goodbye.
But, I'm gonna say goodbye in a minute.
Of course, a pleasure. Yeah, I'm gonna hop on the yacht. We've got all kinds of models of cars. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Thanks a lot, JB, for including me in such a prestigious Grand Prix.
Really was entertaining. Join us next week for Austria, and I hope you will have a very good weekend and enjoy the racing that will come between now and then. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out the Fanatec affiliation link in the description. That will be uploaded after you've done all of the YouTube jazz that will be uploaded and processed. The link will be added into the description. Make sure you check it out, and TCR will thank you. Thanks to all the TCR admins, as always, for giving us such a fun place to race and giving me a nice place to commentate. My name is JB. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Ta-ra, guys!